Okay. Good morning to all of you again. So today we will start with the components of ecosystem. Components of ecosystem. Components of ecosystem. Component means parts. Already previous classes I had told you what is ecosystem. So recall in your mind what is ecosystem. Ecosystem is nothing, combination of community plus environment. Community plus environment, both interacting and exchanging their material and energy. And the ecosystem, as it is a combination, ecosystem is a combination of community plus environment. Two type of things will come under. Under this ecosystem, you find two things, two components. Some are living components and some are non-living components. The living components are called as a biotic components, biotic components, and non-living components are called as abiotic components. Two type of components, biotic component and abiotic component. Please mute your audio. I am repeatedly telling you, mute your audio. Whose audio is on, please mute. Components of ecosystem divided into two components, biotic and abiotic. Biotic means living components and abiotic means non-living components. Non-living components. Two type of components are there. So what are the living or biotic components? Mainly animals are included under this. Animals and some bacteria, fungi are included. So under biotic component, three type of components are again there. Biotic component is divided into three components. Number one is producer. Second is consumer, and the last is decomposer. Three types: producer, consumer, and decomposer. So producer, all of you know, producer means plants. Producer means plants, consumer means animals, decomposer means bacteria and fungi. So producer, they produce food, so that's why they are called as producer. Consumer depend on producer for food, so that's why they are called consumer, means animal. Under producer you find plants, all the green plants. Under consumer you find all the animals, and under decomposer you mainly find bacteria and fungi, microorganism, bacteria and fungi. Sometimes direct one mark question comes. Bacteria and fungi are included under which group? Decomposer. They are called as microorganisms because of small size. Microorganism, or sometimes these are also called as a micro consumer because of their small size. Direct question will come, decomposer are which type of organism? They are microorganisms. Small organisms are mainly decomposers. These are also called as a micro consumer. So three types of biotic or living components: producer, consumer, decomposer. But if you come to abiotic components of ecosystem, already definition, recall the definition from the previous classes. Ecosystem is nothing, it is the combination of community plus environment. Community plus environment. Community plus what? Environment. Already we have discussed about community. Community contain different type of species. Community definition, what is the definition of community? It contain different species, different type of species, like plant, different type of plant, different type of animals, and microorganism. Mean already we have completed the community. Biotic component means mainly community, so that's why we have used one term, biotic community. It mainly contain living parts, so that's why it is called a biotic community. So community contain only living things, so that's why we have used only community, or community is also called as a biotic community. This part you have to remember. Everything under community fall under this biotic group. All which are living things, they come under this biotic community or community. So that's why all the species that may be a plant, animal, or microorganism come under this biotic component. But what are the abiotic component? Here another term we have written, community plus environment. Environment means our surrounding. We are surrounded by many non-living things. And what are these non-living things? If you recall the non-living things, number one non-living thing, if you look at the non-living things, number one is temperature, light, water, temperature, light, soil, precipitation, rain. These are the different non-living things. If you look at first temperature is non-living, there is no life. Water is non-living, soil is non-living, rain is non-living, or any type of precipitation, snow. So all are non-living, and these non-living components are called as abiotic. All these together form our environment. So that's why you have to remember, ecosystem is the combination of abiotic and biotic factors, biotic and abiotic. So in this part, in this organism and population chapter, we will discuss one by one about biotic component as well as about abiotic components. So today we will start with the abiotic component. Now this part is clear to all, so I am going to remove it. So next we will discuss about abiotic component, different abiotic components. And about, if you look at the abiotic component, out of all the abiotic component, most important is the temperature. First we will start with the temperature. Number one abiotic component, that is temperature. Number one is temperature. Temperature is the first abiotic component, is the temperature. And if you look at all the abiotic component, the most important abiotic component is temperature. So that's the first point. Remember about temperature. Temperature is the most relevant environmental factor, most relevant ecological factor, most relevant ecological or environmental, we can say ecological factor, most relevant ecological factor. Most relevant means most important. Out of all the factor, means temperature, air, water, whatever we have discussed, all the things found in our environment, first number one position comes temperature. The most relevant, first position goes to temperature. Temperature is most important for survival of life. So all the life exists because of temperature. We will discuss how. Even your oxygen or air not comes first, temperature comes first. Even it is more important than oxygen. How I will tell you. So temperature is the most relevant ecological factor influencing the life of the organism. Then what is the significance? So why? Now come to significance of temperature. Why temperature is the most important factor in our environment for survival of life? First important thing about temperature. Temperature regulates the kinetics of enzyme. First important point. Remember, temperature regulates the kinetics of enzyme. Regulates the kinetics of enzyme. Kinetics of enzyme. What is kinetics of enzyme? All of you know, different enzymes are present in our body. When we are taking food, inside our body digestion takes place. Yes or no? And for digestion, different digestive enzymes are there. And for production of energy, there is respiration. And different respiratory energy are there. Respiratory enzymes are there. Respiratory enzymes. So all the functions in our body takes place due to enzyme. And these enzyme work by a specific kinetics. Kinetics means a mechanism. You will read in chemistry. Different kinetics are there. A chemical reaction occurs by kinetics. First order kinetics, zero order kinetics. Different kinetics are there. So only you remember here, in biology, kinetics means a process or in which speed a enzyme works, in which process the enzyme works, and that is regulated by temperature. Temperature causes how much speed, with how much speed enzyme will work, or with how much efficiency enzyme will work. In better we can use the word efficiency. The efficiency of enzyme, the working power of enzyme depends on temperature. And if there is no optimum temperature, अगर हमारे बॉडी को ऑप्टिमम टेम्परेचर नहीं मिलेगा, तो तो ये सब एंजाइम काम नहीं कर पाएंगे। अगर एंजाइम काम नहीं किया तो फोटोसिंथेसिस नहीं हो पाएगा प्लांट में, रेस्पिरेशन नहीं हो पाएगा एनिमल में, तो देयर इज नो एनर्जी प्रोडक्शन, नो फूड प्रोडक्शन, तो एनिमल और प्लांट विल डाई, लिविंग ऑर्गेनिज्म will die. So that's why there will be no existence of living organism. So that's why temperature is the most important or relevant ecological factor. Second important function or significance. Significance means what is the importance, what is the function of temperature. First is kinetics. Second, it regulates a metabolic activity. Metabolic, very easy. What is metabolic activity? Metabolic activity means chemical reaction. Metabolism means chemical reaction. Different metabolic reaction takes place inside our body, just like digestion, respiration, different processes, different chemical reaction are taking place inside our body. And already I have told you related with enzyme, the enzyme shows many chemical reaction inside our body. So metabolic activity, all the metabolic activity is also regulated by temperature. And in addition to that, many physiological function, temperature regulate many physiological function. Physiological function like digestion, respiration, circulation, blood flow inside the body, excretion, different processes are there. So these are the physiological function. Physiological function means function of heart, function of kidney, function of liver, all the organs which are present in our body, they also perform function according to temperature. If temperature is sufficient, temperature is optimum, they will work. If temperature slows down, temperature decreases or increases, abnormal temperature, function also hampered. There is a limitation in the function. Just like you can recall in reproduction, you have read reproduction, spermatogenesis takes place inside the testis at a low temperature. Yes or no? Low temperature. Spermatogenesis takes place inside the scrotum. So that's why testes are located inside the scrotum to maintain a low temperature, 2 to 3 degrees Celsius, less than the body temperature. So temperature is most vital. So that's why it is the most relevant environmental factor. So now about temperature significance we have completed. Now we will discuss what are the different type of organism according to temperature. According to temperature, organisms are divided into two groups. All the living organisms, whatever you will find in our nature, all the living organisms are categorized into two groups, two type of living organism. Number one are called as eurythermal organism. Second group of organism are called as stenothermal. So two type of organism. If you look at these two terms, eurythermal and stenothermal, one important thing you find in both the cases, thermal was what is used. What is used? Thermal what? Thermal means temperature. Thermal means temperature. What is the meaning of eury? Eury means wide or large. Steno means small. So what is the definition of first eurythermal? First I am telling orally, then I will write. So first, what is the meaning of eurythermal? Those organisms, eurythermal organisms are those living organisms who can tolerate a wide range of temperature. Living organism who can tolerate a wide range of temperature, wide range of temperature. Thermal means temperature. If organisms are capable of tolerating wide range, large range of temperature. For example, one organism lives at 10 degrees Celsius. The same organism can also live at 80 degrees Celsius. Means a wide range. 10 to 80 means a range is 70. The difference is 70. So 70 range. Within this range, very low, when 10 degrees Celsius, very cold, they can survive. When very hot, they can also survive. That is called as a eurythermal. But what is a steno? S means a small. So if organism who can tolerate only a narrow range of temperature, not wide, just change the wide with a narrow. Those organisms who survive only at a narrow range of temperature, These are called as a stenothermal. So stenothermal organism only can survive at narrow range of temperature. Take one example, just like we have taken here. 10 to 10 degrees Celsius, they can survive at 80 degrees Celsius. You can take one example. If an organism lives in 20 degrees Celsius, and maximum it can reach 30 degrees Celsius. Within this it lives. If below 20 or above 30, it can die. So that type of organism are called as stenothermal. This is one example. It may be 20 to 30 or 0 to 10, very small range. So here range is 70, but here range is only 10. So you can compare narrow range of temperature, here wide range of temperature. And what are the examples? Examples are also important. Eurythermal organism. If you take example of eurythermal organism, most of the birds and mammals, all the birds and mammals, जिसका mammary gland है, mammal, all birds and mammals, we are also eurythermal. Okay, but if you come to stenothermal, don't think we can live at 80 degrees Celsius. Okay, this is one example I have given, just to know the range. Don't think eurythermal will live at 80 degrees Celsius. Not like that. Our maximum is 40. Okay, during fever time it is not 40, it goes to 38 or 39. So our body temperature is 37, but we can survive. We can survive when temperature in our environment goes up to 50 also. During very hot summer time, in summer climate, our environment also goes more than 50 in some areas, some parts of India. Similarly, the temperature goes to 0 degree or negative in some parts like Kashmir area. Okay, so we can tolerate a wide range of temperature. But what are the example of stenothermal? Most of the amphibians like frogs, amphibians, most of the amphibians, polar bear, those which are found in polar area, cold area, polar bear, these are some example. Polar bear, lizards, these are example of stenothermal organism. So with this we have completed what is eurythermal and stenothermal. Eurythermal and stenothermal we have completed about eurythermal and stenothermal. I hope this part is clear to all. This part is clear to everybody. Okay, now we'll move towards. If you have any doubt, you can write it in comment section. Okay, or if it is clear, you can write yes sir. Okay, we have understood everything. So next, another classification of living organism. Just like eurythermal, stenothermal, you will get 1 mark question from here. What is eurythermal? What is stenothermal? Only remember a wide range eurythermal, narrow range stenothermal. Now come to another classification. One is called cold-blooded animal, another is called warm-blooded animal. Cold-blooded animal, another is warm-blooded, warm or hot, warm-blooded animal, warm-blooded organism. Cold-blooded, also called as ectothermal, just like eurythermal, thermal means temperature, cold-blooded, ectothermal or poikilothermal animals. Similarly, warm-blooded or endothermal, opposite of ecto, cold opposite warm, ecto opposite endo, endothermal, and also called as, just like poikilothermal, these are called as homeothermal animals. Now we'll discuss in detail what is the meaning of this cold-blooded and a warm-blooded animal. Very important question comes from this part. So listen carefully. This is one living organism. This is a living organism. Okay, this is organism. Let take human. This is the body of a human. Okay. So if you compare human, what is the body temperature inside the body? This is the human body. Okay. What is the internal body temperature of a human? All of you know, 37 degrees Celsius or 98.5 degree Fahrenheit, whatever that means. So 37 degrees Celsius is the body temperature of a human. But if you come to outside the body of human, this is body of human. Outside the body of human, what is present? Environment. Yes or no? environment is present, air, water, everything surrounding human body. So just like my body, this is human body, just surrounding me, air is present, this is environment, this is space is environment. So in environment there is also temperature. Temperature not only found inside the body, temperature is also found outside the body. If I belong to a hot area like Rajasthan or any area during hot summer time, so one area you take, this cell, take the Rajasthan area. During summer time, the temperature in Rajasthan goes to how much? Almost 50 degrees Celsius. Yes or no? In your area also, not 50, but approximately it goes to 42, 43 sometime. So high temperature during summer time, your environmental temperature goes to 50 degree. But this same environment in the same Rajasthan, where the temperature goes 50 degrees Celsius during hot summer time, during winter time, during cold time, you imagine. In the same area during cold time, it is very freezingly cold. It can goes to 0 degree, even minus in some areas. It goes in negative temperature also. So that's why you can see environment changes. Yes or no? So environmental temperature changes with season or changes with time, we can say. Environmental temperature changes. But if you look, environmental temperature changes, all of you know. But what about human body? Human body temperature never changes. Remember this. There is a change in temperature of environment, but human body temperature never changes. And this type of organism whose body temperature not change even after change in the environment, these are called as a warm-blooded or endothermal or homeothermal. So that's why we can take example of warm-blooded, all the birds and mammals, And what is the definition? If internal body temperature of organism not changes even after the change in environmental temperature, organism. So what is warm-blooded? Organism whose internal body temperature remains constant. In case of human, 37 is always constant. During summer time you find 37, during 0 degree Celsius, when outside is 0, inside their body always 37. So that's why organism whose internal body temperature remain constant despite change in environmental temperature are known as warm-blooded or endothermal or homeothermal. Just opposite is cold-blooded. So what is the definition of cold-blooded? Those organisms whose internal body temperature changes according to environment. So in addition to birds and mammals, they are warm-blooded. But bird और mammal को छोड़ के जितने भी organism, plants, example you can take plants. In case of plant, when the outside temperature is 50, their body temperature goes to 50. When outside is 0, their body temperature also goes to 0. So that's why what is cold-blooded or ectothermal? Just change the definition. Organism whose internal body temperature changes. Whose internal body temperature changes. Cold-blooded are those whose internal body temperature changes. किसके साथ? Changes with environment. Changes with environmental temperature. Environmental temperature are called as cold-blooded. And under this cold-blooded, not only plant, 99% animals comes. 99% animal. Only bird and mammal are 1% animal. 1% animal which come under this group. Okay. With this, we have completed about temperature. I hope you have no doubt in this temperature portion. Now we have completed the temperature part.